Hello, welcome to my latest painting of the Hogsmill River in Ewell. And as per usual, a quick blocking to cover up all the white of the panel. I keep saying on previous videos I should do this in a little bit more detail, but I never do, and it always seems to work out fine, so hey, never mind. There's not much sky on this, so I've just done a very simple sky in the various areas you can see it, and used the same colour down in the river. And now I'm putting in a very crude version of the darkest leaves you can see around the perimeter. This is all to get a texture in the bits that you see through the actual painting. After putting the darkest colour in, I've done the same thing with a slightly lighter, always working from dark to light, which is the opposite you'd do in something like watercolours, where you'd work from light to dark. After all that preliminary stuff, I start painting for real in the furthest areas. And as I'm using alkyds, they dry quite quickly, so I let those further areas dry completely, which is about 2 to 3 hours before going on the next layer over the top. I hate to think how long it would take to do a painting like this if I used ordinary oils. Probably months. Right, I'd finished doing the main foliage that's behind all the trunks and branches, so here I've just put in quite dark indications of where all these trunks and sticks and branches go. This painting is pretty much the classic light in the distance with a silhouette over the top. So as per all the other layers, after I've finished putting the main trees in, I'll let it dry and then put the foliage that's in front of all this. But just before that, I just quickly put some background texture into the ground, as I realised some of this foreground foliage is going to creep over it. And I'm always trying to paint what's behind first. As per all the other layers of leaves, dark first, then medium colour, and then the highlights last. There's a lot of odd shrubs and bushes in the background, and the river is quite complicated, so I'm darting around the painting a bit as I see something that's going to need to be in there and dry before I do the next stage. Plus, when you go to a different area, you can do that while the one just before is drying. Like here, I should have done these background bushes before I put that main trunk in. But it doesn't matter too much if you don't, as you just put them in, and if it overlaps the trunk a little bit, well, when it's dry, a quick swipe with the brush will sharpen the edge back up and cover it. This is a painting of a real place, but the bank on the right is a little steeper than my reference photograph. I thought it'd just give it a little bit of dramatic artistic license. As living in the just south of London, it's a fairly flat area. You have to go a bit further south to the Downs to start getting some big hills. This river is, well, let's say, I keep calling it a river, more of a stream here because it's only a few inches deep. So there's a lot of rocks and plants seemingly growing out of the water. It's just because it's so shallow. Now in that bottom left there is a highly detailed plant that in the reference photo you could see everything, all the veins and whatnot, but I chose to just splodge it in because I don't want that left corner to be a focal point. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed, and I'd love to see you on the next video. Thank you. Goodbye.